Hey, welcome. Today we're digging into some really fascinating stuff about fatherhood, like 15 things you probably didn't know. We're pulling these ideas from the work of Calvin T. Mann. And trust me, we're going to cover everything from, believe it or not, men getting pregnancy symptoms, all the way to the huge and sometimes really surprising impact a dad has on his family. All right, let's just dive right in with a wild question. Seriously, can a guy actually get pregnancy symptoms when his partner is expecting? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, you might be surprised by the answer. The answer is, yup, they totally can. There's even a name for it, Couvade syndrome. People also call it sympathetic pregnancy. Now, it's not like a formal official medical diagnosis, but it's a very, very real thing for a lot of dads to be. Their bodies literally start to mirror what their partners are going through. And get this, the symptoms are all over the map. We're not just talking about food cravings or little nausea. We're talking about real, measurable hormonal shifts, like their testosterone can actually drop and estrogen can go up. Researchers think it's this powerful cocktail of stress, about the baby coming, mixed with this deep sense of empathy for their partner. It's basically a physical sign of that deep psychological connection. How cool is that? Okay, so that's a pretty amazing physical connection. But a dad's role and just his presence goes way, way deeper than that. And as we're about to see, a father's involvement, or lack of it, has some seriously profound consequences. I mean, right from day one. So I want you to just look at this number. 4 times. 4 times what, you ask? What could possibly be 4 times higher just because a father isn't in the picture? Well, the research here points to something really sobering. The neonatal death rate, that's in the first month of life, for infants with an absent father is almost 4 times higher than for babies with an involved dad. And the data shows this isn't just about money or background. It's a powerful signal that a father's support, starting right from the pregnancy, is literally critical for a child's survival. Okay, so as kids get older, that paternal influence evolves into something really unique called the activation connection. You know what I'm talking about. It's that more physical, rough and tumble kind of play that dads are often known for, but it's so much more than just fun and games. This kind of play actually pushes kids to explore, to take little risks in a safe way, and to build up that all-important confidence. And here's the emotional payoff of that activation connection. That kind of active, hands-on relationship really helps kids learn how to handle their feelings in a healthy way. It can help steer them away from internalizing stuff, becoming withdrawn or anxious. And on the flip side, it also helps prevent them from externalizing, like with aggression or lashing out. Basically, it's teaching them emotional resilience, which is a superpower for life. So if this role is so important, what does it actually consist of? What are the big jobs? Well, the work we're exploring today breaks it down into 3 really essential roles, kind of like a blueprint for a father's calling. First up, you've got the protector. This is probably the one we all think of first, right? Defending the family, providing financial security, but it's deeper than that. A huge part of being a protector is actually teaching your kids how to be strong, giving them the tools and the confidence they need to eventually go out and protect themselves. Next, there's the provider. And again, this is way more than just the paycheck. It's about providing for the whole family's well-being, spiritually, physically, relationally. It's also about playing the long game, thinking about the future and building a stable foundation for the next generation. And number 3 is the teacher. According to this author's perspective, a dad is one of the most important teachers a kid will ever have. And it's not about sitting down with textbooks, it's about modeling a way of life. In this source, it's specifically about Christian living and teaching the art of living just by example. The real takeaway here is that what a father does is often the loudest and most important lesson. And this quote, it just sums it all up so perfectly. The impact of a dad who really lives out these roles, protector, provider, teacher, it doesn't just fade away. It becomes a part of who you are, shaping you long, long after you've grown up. Now, that all sounds great, but let's be real. Living up to all that in today's world is, well, it's not easy. So let's talk about some of the big challenges that modern dads are up against. And this right here, this quote gets to the absolute core of the biggest challenge for so many dads. Time. It's the one thing you can never, ever get back. Trying to balance a career, all your other responsibilities, and still be truly present for your kids, it's a massive juggling act. So how do you manage that precious time? Well, here's a really useful framework to think about it. It breaks down involvement into 3 key parts. First is engagement. That's the direct hands-on stuff, playing, talking, caregiving. Then you have accessibility, which is just about being around and available. And last, there's responsibility, which is all the behind-the-scenes stuff, planning things, knowing what your kid needs. It's a fantastic way to be more intentional about the quality of your time, not just the raw number of hours. And look, this challenge with time gets even tougher when you're dealing with divorce. But what the text really stresses is that even if your time is limited, a father's impact is still absolutely critical. It all comes down to the effort you put in, making a real effort to stay connected, to co-parent well, and to make every single moment you have with your kids count. At the end of the day, it really all boils down to this. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? It captures that irreplaceable value that dads bring to the table. It's not any one single thing. It's that unique blend of wisdom, compassion, and guidance that truly helps shape a child's entire life. So we'll leave you with this to think about. What is the real legacy of a father's presence? Because as we've seen today, it's this incredibly powerful force, one that can literally shape a child's health from birth, build their resilience for life, and create echoes that are felt for generations to come. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.